Hello and welcome back to I Don't Want No Huns. So today, I just came back from vacation. We went to New Orleans with my, when I say we, I mean me and my husband went to New Orleans. We had a wedding this weekend. So I've been kind of like off the Instagram, YouTube grid. I've been posting kind of when I can, but, there's lots of things that happened over the weekend, posts that I saw that I kind of tried to post about, but I wanted to do a commentary, just kind of reaction of what I saw this weekend, my thoughts, because as always, I have tons of thoughts. So I plotted a ton of work. I'm on my lunch break right now. I also wanted to mention the thing that, for anybody watching this, it's that time of year where it's like Christmas is 2.5 weeks away, right? It's like less than 2 weeks, right? Yes. Oh God. Okay. I have 5 days left of work before I'm done for the calendar year, which is just amazing. And I went to New Orleans and I ate like crazy and I walked like crazy, but I ate like crazy, probably had tons of salt. So I got on the scale this morning. Stupid. Don't do that, Mallory. What are you doing? Got on the scales this morning. I was 10 pounds heavier than I thought I might even be. Which actually might even be a little closer to like 12 or 13 pounds. And my husband's only like 7 pounds, whatever. The point is I am heavier right at this current moment based on the scale than I think I've ever been non-pregnant in my life. I'm 5'11", I'm practically 6 foot tall, and my scale right now says 266. But here's the thing, for the first time in my life, and I think it's absolutely based in the fact that I have become such an advocate for this toxic BS that is MLMs, that not only just how that has shaped my response to things in this world of anti-MLM, but my response to that was completely different. I'm telling you, if I would have gotten on the scale at any other point in my life and seen that number, I would have probably been sitting in the corner of my bathroom crying until my husband found me, and then we would sit there and make this big plan about how we're going to get active and that didn't happen. Like, did I love that number? No. But I also was able to rationalize, okay, I had a lot of salt this week and I drank a lot. Like, I did not pay attention to what I was eating. Like, I paid attention to it. I enjoyed it. But I was just enjoying life. And I'm okay with that. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because coming up, we're going to get through the holiday season where there's going to be tons of food everywhere. We are having this Saturday our annual Meatmas celebration. What is Meatmas, you ask? I'm so glad you asked. Meatmas is where my husband gets out not one but 2 smokers. Well, he now has 2 smokers, but he gets out his regular smoker, I don't know, gas, whatever he uses to use, and then his electric smoker, and we smoke all the meats. We get brisket, we get fish, we get chicken, we get turkey, whatever. We make bologna, and our friends come over, we make up some side dishes, and we just eat all the meat. In fact, this year we're even making a vegan brisket because we have some vegan friends and we didn't want them to be excluded from hanging out with us because we were going to be eating a smorgasbord of meat. Anyhow, so we've got Meatmas, then we have Christmas, and then there's New Year's. So like 3 big things that are happening, right? And what are we going to see coming up as soon as January 1st hits, or even really before that? We're going to see MLMs, especially Huns, trying to post before and after pictures, trying to get you to feel guilty for what you've eaten over this next couple weeks and that you need to lose weight. Now, do I need to lose weight? Yes and no. I want to lose weight because I want to be able to fit into all the clothes that I have in my closet that I love, and I can't really fit into them right now. I also want to lose weight so that I just sleep a little bit better, and that I can be active because I don't want to turn 60, 65 and not be able to move. I'm only 36. I've got plenty of time, but we got to start now. I also want to lose weight just so that I feel like I look a little better. I don't love how big I am. However, I still know I have really I've come to terms, I've done a ton of work with this, but I've come to terms with the fact that I can still be beautiful at 266 pounds. I can. I sometimes that voice will creep in and be like, but you're so fat. Yeah, I am so fat. I am so fat. But that doesn't mean I'm not beautiful. I'm gorgeous. I mean, look at this mug. Okay, so that's all I'm getting at. This is not even what I came on here to talk about, but of course, I got into a fun little rant. So what I have finally done, okay, so getting off of this, so can you tell my ADHD is like, wah, wah. The reason I went on this rant, and as I also drip water all over myself, is I want you to remember, if you're watching this right now, that you are allowed to enjoy food. You're allowed to gain weight. And no one is allowed to make you feel like you are not valid or that you are less than your best self just because you're 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds heavier. Because here's the thing. Every year I go to the doctor. Every year I've always been overweight, according to charts. Always. I mean, honestly, I think 13 was when my doctor was like, don't get over 180 or you'll be fat. And then, of course, I did because, like, what? I was 13. I've always been overweight. I've always been obese, honestly. Like, since college. According to the charts, I've been obese. But when they do blood work, I'm healthy. I'm very healthy. So I can be healthy and be fat. And the moment that this really solidified for me was when I watched Lizzo. She made a TikTok where I was like, oh my God, look at all the crazy working out she's doing. Like, she is sweating and doing crazy things. And then I watched her on stage and I was like, wait a minute. She's doing things I literally can't do. And she's way bigger than me. And she's gorgeous. You can be fat and be healthy. They don't necessarily mean that you're unhealthy. Okay? So do not let an MLM make you feel like you need to buy some ketone or Beachbody shake or Herbalife or whatever crap that's out there. You don't need it. You can be gorgeous exactly as you are. Because I'm going to put up a picture of me at this wedding from this last weekend. Am I a little bit bigger than I want to be? Maybe. But I look good. I look really good. Gorgeous even. Stunning. Drop dead breathtaking. And is that conceited? No. You're allowed to talk about yourself that way. You are allowed to talk about yourself any way that makes you feel fucking empowered. Yeah? All right. So now let's dive in to some MLM BS that I have put on my phone. I've shared some of these things on my story, but since it's my story, we're just going to kind of make it into a YouTube video to just talk about it. So let's pull up this video here first. Actually, what screen do I need this to be on? There we go. Oh, have you been watching? There we go. All right. So this is a story from one of my favorite MLM Huns. What we're seeing here is her posting that she's going to have a spa night and she's showing all the things that she bought. So let me back up real quick. So you see here we've got a steamer. Listen, you can go get a steamer anywhere for way cheaper than what they're probably showing. And then nonstop, she's been showing all the stuff she's buying. So here's a little bag full of stuff, and then there's more. She even says, I stocked up on some other must-haves, literally got like 80% off. Okay, but hold on. 80% off of like $1,000, you're still paying a lot of money. Like, I don't care, and I don't believe that you got 80% off. I really don't. I have no reason to believe that anything a MLM Hun ever says is true. But look at all this product. Look at all this stuff that she got for herself. So tell me again how they're not the customer. I don't think you can. And again, I just can't even begin to go into the vegan protein from a shampoo place. This is like, it's crazy. So now we're going to watch, same Hun, her talking about basically kind of making an income claim here. Let's take a listen.
I'm having my afternoon coffee. I was thinking earlier when I ran into Target, so I had to buy more wrapping paper, more mailers, because I still am sending out customer gifts.
She's sending out customer gifts. Here's the thing. That is her own expense, right? Now, if I get a gift from, like, okay, I already put it in my bathroom. I use Il Makiage makeup. I love the foundation. It works totally great for me. This is not a sponsored video. I'm not sponsored by any means, but I love that makeup. And every time I place an order, because I do have it on like a 4-month auto ship or flex ship, I can stop it whenever I want, but they give me like a free eyeliner with it. And anytime I place any other order for anytime I've placed any other order for the contour and the highlight that I use, I got a free lip color with it. Like, there's always something free, okay? But you know whose pocket that's coming out of? Like, the big corporation. In fact, that's probably not even a blip on their radar of like lost cause. Now, when you're in an MLM, you're encouraged to do things like this. You're encouraged to send holiday gifts, to send little extra things to your customers to say thank you. That's out of your own pocket. I don't know why I should feel like I need to give out of my own pocket back to the customers who are giving me money, and you're barely making a percentage of what they spent. There are ways you can say thank you without having to spend your money again. So here's another sunk cost that she's never going to get back. Okay? Sorry, just needed to get that off my chest.
Because I have a ton, which is amazing. I had to get some other stuff. And I was thinking about how every time I've gone to Target this like holiday season, I've used my debit card. Like I have a Target red card. Nothing's on it. Usually I would use that around holiday time to buy.
Ma'am, so have I. Like, here's the thing. What I know about this woman, because she lives near me-ish, she also has a full-time job at like a bank. So what are you buying at Target? Now, are there holiday seasons where I do use my credit card? Sure, because sometimes I don't want to make huge purchases. Like if I'm buying my husband or my kids something big, I honestly want to take that out of my debit card right away. I want to put it on the credit card, wait till payday, just make sure all the bills are paid. But doing that is being like smart to just make sure that nothing gets taken out of your account that leaves you a little bit short. Okay, now if I was rich, would I have to worry about that? No, of course not. But also I use my credit card sometimes so I can get extra points. And then I go right in and I pay it off, and now I've got extra points and I can buy something on Amazon for $50. So bragging that you used your debit card at Target, that is not a flex. Not a flex.
Gifts, usually I'm using credit cards, things like that. And I know how stressful it is around this time because this time of year, like a few years ago, because I have a lot of people to buy for.
Great. Here's what she doesn't know. And I want to believe 100% that she does not realize that she is preying on vulnerable people. People who are right now vulnerable to the fact that it is a tight time for a lot of people at the holiday season. A lot of people do have a hard time buying and paying, and so they do go into Target maybe, okay, if they're going specifically Christmas shopping, and they see something and they really want to get it for their kid or whoever else that they're buying for, and so they decide to put it on a credit card. She is preying on vulnerable people who are in that position. Her current rank is a market builder, managing market builder, whatever. So her bonus, her fifth paycheck every month, is from the recruits below her, or if she recruits more people, or whatever that bonus is from the people below her, okay? And then every week, if she makes sales, she gets a weekly paycheck. But this is what she is intentionally doing, is that she is using real situations from people to prey on them. But if anybody were to join her MLM right now, they're not going to be even close to this situation. Not even close. So this is why this is extremely manipulative.
And I just don't have the extra money, so maybe you can relate to this, like you're using credit cards. And it just sucks because after the holidays
So if you don't have extra money, spend $200 to get hair product to try and sell. Do you see how this is like crazy? To tell anyone who is using a credit card to buy holiday gifts that in order to not have to use their credit card, they should buy Monet. That's ludicrous.
Have all this shit to pay off. I know so many people who have second jobs. I mean, not just because of like holiday time, but just because of like life in general. And that was me. Like a few years ago, I considered getting another job because I was like, what?
But instead of getting a second job, you decided to pay money into a company to become an independent contractor instead.
I was like, well, it's hard to save money. I have stuff to pay for. It's just like that feeling of like you can't get ahead, And then the opportunity to partner with Monet came along, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try this. And here I am 2.5 years later, still talking about.
Don't you love it when they say to partner with whatever? You're not partnering with anyone. You are an independent contractor. Stop it.
It because it works. It's convenient. It's like the most simple way to earn money by using amazing products and sharing about them on social media and with family and friends. Like, that's what I've been doing for the last 2.5 years, and I'm able to supplement my income. And that's why I will always talk about it.
Hold on. Let me move my pause thing out here. All right. So it says, it's the most simple, convenient way to put extra money in your pocket. Not to mention using the most amazing anti-aging products. Listen, I don't know how to be more clear about this. You are barely making any money by actually anyone buying from you. It's negligible, okay? Especially if you start right now. And then to say, not to mention using the most amazing anti-aging products. Do you know that they're marketing their hair care now as anti-aging hair care? I've had so many of you reach out to me and be like, your hair's dead. Like, hair doesn't, like, you can't anti-age it. Like, there's no product that's going to stop your hair from going gray unless you dye it. If it goes brittle, like, you can't change that. That's just not something that you can change. Especially not with shampoo. Right? Speaking of which, my favorite is when they say, when they try to debunk all of the hair loss problems that the lawsuits are about, and they say, well, if you want to volumize your hair, or if you have curls, I think somebody said the other day, if you have curls, you don't need volumizing shampoo, you need moisture at the root. So it's because you probably just went on the website, picked out whatever products you wanted, and that's why it's not working. Ma'am, shampoo, no matter if it's volumizing or not, should not ruin people's hair because they picked volumizing when they needed moisture. Shampoo should not do that. So that's a really terrible example. Let's move on.
My income. And that's why I will always talk about this, because it is
Eventually
so
she'll stop.
helpful. And I know it can.
She got cut off. So then she puts this is why I show up and share about it. And if I can help even just one person, it's 100% worth it. So if you only helped one person and you made no money off of this and you couldn't use your debit card at Target, I would still have been 100% worth it. You really believe that over hair care? I'm not so sure that I believe that. Not to mention that this entire post has been about the opportunity. She hasn't said a thing about the actual hair. Now, I've got videos of her talking about, fluffing her hair a lot, talking about, look at what my hair looks like. Look. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Do I know what she's talking about? No. So I went and asked people who are actual hairstylists who have certifications in cosmetology, in hair care, whatever that degree or certificate is called. And they've educated me plenty on what's actually going on here. These Monet girls are not doing that. So it's very, very frustrating. This entire post is just an opportunity post. So this is why I'd love to debunk her. I love to debunk her all the time. All right, let's move on to another fun one. Oh, let's get into my favorite gal pal, Miss Pretty Rose. Just all right. Here's my thing. Speaking from a sales perspective, okay? When you post something like this, you are 100% alienating a huge population. I don't care what she's selling here. If she was a real estate agent, if she was a car salesman, if she was an actual beautician who worked at an actual salon, when I see this as someone who is, I'm left-leaning, okay? I'm not going to her. She's losing my business. Now, she might say, I don't want your business. Fine. But I'm not the only person who's not going to want to go to you. There's a fine line between, and I learned this as I posted about this on my page. I learned about this as you know, when you're a public figure, which I am not, but people made comments because in one of my recent videos, I made a political comment, and a couple people came in and were like, you shouldn't make that, right, that comparison, that's a bad analogy, leave politics out of it. Now, for me, I'm not trying to sell anything. I have my YouTube channel just so I can get things off my chest and talk about what I want to talk about. So if I want to talk about politics, I'm going to. But if I was now trying to sell something to you, I'm definitely going to leave politics out of it because I don't want to alienate anyone. Like, why should I say, I don't want people who support Trump's money? Yeah, I do. I want to succeed in business. I do. I would want to succeed in business. So this is terribly, terribly toxic and a really stupid idea. But to give some backstory now of what's going on with our girl, Brittany Rose, if you remember, she claims that she retired her husband as a full-time fireman because she was making so much money and was able to make Monet her full-time career, and so she was able to retire her husband. Spoiler alert, we all knew that this was because he refused to get vaccinated, she refused to get vaccinated, and in California they said, get out. You can't work here anymore if you're not going to get vaccinated. So they fired him. She twisted the narrative to say that she retired him. Now all of a sudden, she's posting on her stories that she's looking for houses in Florida. Now, why on earth would you want to move to Florida, Brittany Rose? Could it be that their firemen and policemen don't have a vaccine requirement? And they're also offering $1,500 to policemen and firemen who move from out of state into Florida to work there? Could that be it? Because here's the thing, Brittany Rose. I talked to a number of different people who are mortgage underwriters, loan officers, different things, because I was curious. If I work for an MLM and my income is the only one that is coming into the house, am I going to get approved for a mortgage? I genuinely wanted to know. The overwhelming response was no, likely not, unless someone else is co-signing or paying for it outright. Well, she posted a video of her financial advisor, which was also her dad. And we have learned that her dad is very wealthy from non-MLM sources. So it is very believable that she is moving to Florida so that he can work because they need his income. And in order to move to Florida, daddy's paying for it or co-signing on the mortgage. So this idea that she is living this life of luxury and that she can afford all these things on her own is not true. Because here's the house that she wants. This house right here is almost worth $3 million. There's no way that you can convince me that you're making any part of money from your MLM that is going to let you get a mortgage from this. Because it fluctuates every month, right? It has to fluctuate every month. Your income 100% fluctuates every single month. So this, again, super deceptive. Now, more anti-vaccine people. Here's another person posting about their husband not being able to work because, let's read it. Update on Shane's job. Today is his shift and he should be working. But because he doesn't have the V, he is a threat to society. So now all the other firemen who had no other choice but to get it are working day after day because they are completely understaffed. Merry Christmas, LAFD. Honestly, you are not the victim. Posting a picture of your husband with your beautiful child does not make me go, oh no, he could be working. Go get the vaccine, man. And then you can work. It's unbelievable to me that they use this. I don't even remember who posted this, but they use this as some sort of ammunition to defend their right to not get vaccinated. It is absolute lunacy. So, two more that I think I'm going to do. Let me look. Hold on. Here's another favorite one of mine from my favorite Monet Hun. Posting that she's got mo money, that she got paid. Who does that? Honest to goodness, I just can't understand why anybody in any profession needs to post what they got paid or just that they got paid. Like, this Friday is my payday. Do you think that I need to post a picture of my pay stub online to just be like, look everyone, I'm a teacher and I got paid? No one does that because we are expected to be paid. And in this business, you're not expected to be paid. So you have to prove to everyone that you are. It's absolute lunacy. Then another from the same girl, I made this as a post. Okay. Here's the reel that she made.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care. Jerry.
I used to care about people's opinions, but then remembered I get paid 5 times a month from this gig. So people will always have something to say that we weren't put on this planet. We weren't put on this planet to live a life that pleases everyone. Remember that. Wow. What manipulation. I absolutely believe that you're not supposed to please everyone. Yeah, you can't live your life that way. Nobody can. But to make people think that that means that you should be able to go scam them and steal money basically from them, sure. So I wrote, "Hi, ma'am, no one is making fun of you," because her initial caption says, "When people make fun of me, you are being held accountable for being deceptive and earning money off of recruiting people." Again, I've made so many different videos about this. Accountability is not bullying, is not making fun. I'm not making fun of how you say things. I'm not making fun of what your hair looks like. I'm not making fun of anything about you. I am holding you accountable for the things that you say that are deceptive or just flat out untrue. And you do care. You care a lot because there is literally no other industry in this world that I can think of where anybody needs to make content or marketing material to defend their entire business. And somebody brought up the great point, cops. Let's look at cops. Cops are one of the most hated professions right now. Like, people either feel really strongly or really, one way or the other. I don't know that I've met anyone recently that's like, meh, whatever, cops, who cares? I mean, people are either like, yes, we back the blue, or, screw the cop, whatever. I don't want to say because I'm saying neutral for this purpose. What I am saying, though, is that cops don't go to meetings where their captain and their sergeants say, all right, so here's where you're going to prove that that being a cop is a legitimate job. What they do have are, what's the word I'm looking for? Initiatives. They have initiatives to create a better image, to show the community that they are good people, that they do care, that they are going to protect and serve. But they don't have to defend the fact that being a cop is a real job. Right? Do you see the difference? Same thing with, I don't know, anything else. Nobody works at Target and then that's not a real job. And then you have to defend the fact that you have a real job at Target. That doesn't happen. I don't have to defend the fact that I'm a real teacher. Although somebody did say in my comments, what, do you have a degree for that? Yeah, I do. I actually have 2 degrees. I have 2 degrees and I'm starting to work on a third one, a master's. So yeah, I do have a degree for that. But again, the only person I have to prove that to is my employer when I'm applying for the job. After that, I don't have to prove that to anyone. In no other industry do you have to prove that your job is legitimate. So why, when you are being fed answers on how to answer people when they ask you if your job is legitimate, why would you think oh, this is totally normal? This is totally normal. It's not normal. None of this is normal at all. And we think that it is. We think that it's normal when you're in it. When you're in it, you're like, yes, this totally makes sense. Everything about it makes sense. And then we ignore the cognitive dissonance. We ignore that little voice in our head being like, something feels off. Something feels weird. I missed an opportunity to make a video. We ignore that. Why do we ignore it? Because our uplines and our community are telling us to ignore it. What hogwash. All right. Last one I'm going to do, I think, today. Yeah, I think so. Because I'm going to finish my lunch, maybe go have some soup, and then get back to making more videos for my students. Is one of my favorite. I think this might be my favorite before and after picture of my life. So I edited what's in the actual picture. But this person put, my dear client blank is down 21 pounds since September. So this is supposed to be September. This is supposed to be now. I don't know a lot of people that still have a Christmas tree up in September from the previous year. I also don't know anybody that puts up a tree in September to get ready for Christmas. Now, is it possible? Sure. absolutely sure it's possible. But let's look at a few other things. Her hair is exactly the same. Her pants are exactly the same. If you're going to go to, like, I've done before and after pictures before where I make sure, especially when I was trying to lose weight the first time, like 7 years ago, I wanted to see the difference. So I wore the exact same top and bottoms so that I could see for sure what the difference was. Not a different color and be like, oh, but this is black and this one's pink. The same color, everything. So if you wanted to go that far, then you should be wearing the same black shirt, right? So wearing the same pants. The bed is exactly the same. Like if you look at the wrinkles, and the door is open the exact same direct, like the same distance. Everything about this picture is the same, except that it is likely she put on a shaperment, some sort of girdle, put on a bra, because like it looks like she doesn't have a bra on here, and then she put on something that sucks her in, and then she put on a slightly smaller shirt. Like, this is what drives me nuts. And so it brings me back full circle to losing weight during the holiday season and the new year. You don't have to feel like every single thing you are doing and feeding yourself is detrimental to who you are. And if you don't join an MLM, if you don't join Beachbody, if you don't figure out a new shake, if you don't download this new app, that you are just worthless. You're not. When you see these before and after pictures, either scroll on by or scrutinize them. There was another one that I don't think I have it. I don't think I saved it. Maybe I will take a minute and get it on here because I want to point something out. Here it is. All right. I'll probably try to blur out her face. Maybe she's a public figure. I have no idea. So here's a before and after picture that somebody sent to me and was like, what do you think about this? Now, when I first looked at it, I thought 100% is about angle and flexing the stomach. I still kind of think that. Now, my husband, he's not a personal trainer. He's not, a fitness expert, but he did get his first degree in coaching in sports. So he knows a lot about lifting. He holds like a lifting world record when he was in high school. So he's like at least knowledgeable. He believed that this does look like the loss of maybe about 15 pounds, okay? Couple things that we need to notice here though, okay? Because to me, I think this looks like she just tightened up her stomach, because I've seen people make videos where they show how this happens, right? They relax their stomach, they're just chilling, and they tighten their stomach. So one, her hair's a totally different color. She is wearing the same clothing. And maybe, my husband pointed out like that in her chest looks a little bit smaller. Okay. So could this be legitimate? Sure. But showing this for someone like me, right? This is one of those things like, look at how a body that on the left looks totally great to me already. And now another one that's like, this is the standard. This creates so much toxic positivity, toxic mindset, because me, as a 36-year-old woman, I will never look like that. I'm never going to have those abs. And you could be sitting there and be like, oh, don't say that. No. I'm not supposed to look like that. My body's not built for it. Even if I worked my ass off every single day to try to get those abs, I know what my ADHD does. I know that I'm so up and down that I will never keep up with something like that. But when you see a post like this, you are put into a mindset of, I can do that. I want that. I can get that. And that's why before and after pictures like this are so dangerous. So, all I want everybody to take away from this today is that you are beautiful no matter your weight, your size. Because trust me when I say, I'm going to go in the bathroom later, I'm going to look at myself in the mirror, and I am going to have thoughts where I'm like, so fat. It looks so bad. That's going to happen. It's okay and it's natural. But I also still at the same time have thoughts where I'm like, it's okay. I'm beautiful. And that duality constantly happens to all of us all the time. So while we are inundated right now with not only just MLMs, but TV, there's going to be Weight Watchers. I don't know, is Oprah coming back? J HUD, someone's going to be telling us to start losing weight with Weight Watchers because they're going to give us a free 3 months or something. You're going to be inundated with it. Just remember that all you need to do every day is eat to feed your body, move so you feel good, and tell yourself that no MLM, no weight loss program, no anything, nothing is going to make you feel better about yourself if you don't just accept who you are exactly as you are right now. Got it? I'm going to go finish this salad that has taken me, this is probably one of the longest rants I've ever made. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'll edit some things out, but I'm probably just going to upload it as is because I want to get that message out to you before the holidays really dig their talons into us and we feel like, oh God. So I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. And if this is my last video before Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate, have a wonderful holiday. And as always, don't join an MLM.